Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Modulex is a channel harnessing emerging technologies like artificial intelligence, blockchain, and Internet of Things to meet housing and infrastructure needs. Joining us to give us a high-level overview of the company, a little bit to do with the SPAC merger that's bringing this public, and a little bit of its history as well. We got the CEO, Suchit, joining us. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Carl, for all the time.
Yeah, pleasure to get you on. So I want to dive right into this because Modulex, which is kind of constructing the world's largest mega factory for steel modular buildings spread across 40 acres. For newer audiences, can you kind of just give us an introduction and elevator pitch? What exactly are you guys doing there?
Sure, yeah, thank you. So Modulex is essentially taking established 3D volumetric steel modular building technology and scaling it across emerging markets where we feel the greatest opportunity lies for infrastructure. This is affordable housing, hospitals, hotels, care homes, etc. So the technology is proven. It's been around in the UK since the 1950s. The world's tallest modular hotel is in New York, which is a 28-story building completed in 90 days. The world's tallest residential building is a 50-story tower in south of London in Croydon, which has been built in 12 months, fully fitted out. So the technology is proven. But what we've done is we have now layered that with emerging tech. So we're using AI for design, manufacturing efficiency, and installation. We're using Internet of Things to collect data from the building using live sensors. And the entire manufacturing process is built on a blockchain-based quality assurance. So AI for design, IoT-enabled sensors to collect data, and blockchain for the quality assurance of the entire manufacturing process. Just to dive a bit deeper into the data we're collecting, Kyle, the data that we're collecting is essentially to do three things. Firstly, to enhance user experience. Secondly, to reduce carbon footprint, and third, to reduce maintenance. So by actively collecting data and applying our AI on this data, we're able to enhance the user experience. For example, residents in our buildings, if it's a new couple, they're sitting in the living room, they can check the temperature of their newborn baby in the bedroom. All this is possible through sensors. If there's a change in the humidity of the external envelope, the system triggers an alert to say that there's potentially a leak. If the pressure on the water pipes goes down, we don't have to wait for the floor to be flooded. There's again an alert that's triggered, which then enables maintenance to get in time. So it's essentially taking a proven 3D volumetric construction technology and layering it with what we're calling emerging tech, and then enhancing the final product, which for us is carbon net zero certified. So every building that we manufacture will be carbon net zero certified.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate the insights, and it sounds very intriguing to say the least. But I wouldn't mind getting an idea too on the clarity of coming public. I know you guys are kind of doing a special purpose acquisition merger. Do you want to just discuss kind of what the timeline through this looks like and where we're kind of sitting there?
Yes, indeed. Yeah, but we are really excited about emerging through a DSPAC process onto NASDAQ. We'll be one of the first, probably one of the first construct tech businesses to come onto the NASDAQ market. In terms of timeline, we are hoping to be listed somewhere between March and April. We filed the S4 registration end of September, and very shortly going to file the S4A. And we are hoping that we'll get the SEC clearance in due course to list around March, April.
Now, when we come back, I want to deep dive not only further on the business, but we'll talk more about the capitalization and what the SPAC merger is going to be doing for Modulex. But I wouldn't mind rolling back your history. What led up to this aha moment? How did you get involved with this?
Well, so Carl, it's been a very interesting journey. We've been looking at, as an entrepreneur, I've always been looking at how to solve problems. And one of the key things I saw from my own background was how emerging markets, not just emerging markets, I guess even developed economies need it, but emerging markets is where the growth lies. And how do we bring about development through hard assets, through real estate? And if you look at traditional construction, it's probably that one corner of all the different sectors of an economy where there is still no disruption. We're doing the same shovel and wheelbarrows and brick and mortar. So that's what led me to think about looking at technology that would enable us to achieve high speed and high quality on a fixed cost and time guarantee. Fixed cost and time guarantee is a major issue in traditional construction. People start with an assumption of X amount of time. It never finishes on time, and it never finishes on budget, which is what we've been used to since the beginning of time. What modular technology gives you is certainty in terms of time and costs. But more importantly, it's about high speed and high quality. Because we are manufacturing the superstructure of the building, that's anything above the ground, in a controlled environment in a factory, much like a car assembly line, we are able to manufacture whether there is rain, sunshine, or snow, and able to deliver. To give you an example of speed, a 100-room hotel, which is roughly, say, 55,000 square feet, can be completed and handed over in 24 weeks. So we have chains in the UK like Travelodge, Days Inn, etc., who have rolled out their portfolio on the back of this technology. Now, imagine, Kyle, the certainty that comes about when a hotel chain actually starts taking bookings of a property that's technically not been handed over by the contractor. And you'll see these chains would start making bookings by the end of the 5th month, knowing very well that the property is going to be handed over to them by the end of the 6th month. And that, to me, is the disruption. And all in all the different businesses I've done, I've always looked for that value addition that can be brought about. Now, bear in mind the fact that the technology is proven, so we're not taking something that we had to test out. There's millions of square feet of these buildings around, but it's not coming to the mainstream. And what we are trying to do in Modulex through the NASDAQ listing is to raise about $100 million and roll out what we're calling a mega factory. You would notice Musk calls his factories gigafactories. We're calling ours mega factories, which are 40-acre sites that can produce up to 3 million square feet of permanent buildings per annum and scalable to 12 million square feet of buildings. Now, that is the economies of scale that you cannot achieve through traditional construction. There are, of course, a whole raft of issues with traditional construction, wastage, heavy water intensive, pilferage, wastage, etc., which is something that we have to avoid and look at more efficient ways of construction.
Yeah, no, this is definitely fascinating. I look forward to kind of coming back around to this story. And if that's something that would interest you, consider subscribing for those updates as I pass it off to the viewers. We'd love to know what you think. And yeah, as we kind of move forward here, I look forward to just furthering these discussions and seeing where this goes. But on that note, we look forward to catching you in the next one.